For more, we can speak now to Dr. Francesco Saraceno, who is a senior economist and deputy director of the OFCE Economic Research Center at Sciences Po here in Paris. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Dr. Saraceno. Even if the Democrats and the Five Star Movement manage to convince President Mattarella that they can form a viable coalition, do you really think these two parties can govern together?
I think there are chances they can govern together. Let's not forget that the Five Star Movement has many souls within its party. They have some sort of xenophobic sovereignist party that has been rising during the coalition with the League, but they also have some very important environmentalist issues and things like that, social issues on which probably a coalition agreement with the Partito Democratico would be founded. So I don't think the problem will be to find common ground to form a problem. The problem will be to actually manage the difficult choices that the Italian government needs to make in the next few months. Whatever government we will have, even a technical government will have the same problem. But I mean, in short, if a coalition is formed, there will be a common program that might be feasible.
Okay, Dr. Saraceno, if you're able to get closer to your microphone, that would be great, because we're having a bit of trouble hearing you. And I just wanted to ask you,
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Is this, do you think, part of a broader strategy by Matteo Salvini? I mean, has he engineered this whole situation? Because I can't believe that he's going to let go of power quite that easily, is he?
Well, there are two interpretations here. The first one is that he didn't want to be part of a government that goes in the sense of what you are saying, that he didn't want to be part of a government that needed to make very tough choices in the fall with a budget law. That is a first interpretation. I'm not sure, I mean, it might be true, but my interpretation, by looking at him and by seeing what he has done since the beginning of August, my interpretation is that he got it wrong. I mean, he thought that there was no alternative to voting if he made the government collapse. He didn't expect the Democratic Party and the Five Star Movement to actually start a negotiation. Actually, a couple of weeks before he sank the government, the Democratic Party made an official statement saying that they would never enter into a coalition with the Five Star Movement. As you know, in politics, never is never, but Salvini probably believed that, and he actually tried to grab the dividend from his very good result in the European elections. So I think he got it wrong. There isn't a strategy. But you're right, there is an interpretation that says he just wanted to let it go before making tough choices.
Okay, and just lastly, I mean, you're an economist. I just want to ask your opinion. I mean, Italy's economy is a cause for serious concern, not just in Italy, but within Europe and even internationally, being one of the larger players in the Eurozone. I mean, the country really doesn't need political incertitude right now, does it? I mean, it needs decisive leadership. Who can give Italy the medicine it needs to make that economy turn around?
That's a $5 million question, of course. The Italian economy has been in trouble since at least the early 90s. So of course we need a major revamp of our economy. You know, productivity is being slumping. We're being constantly growing below the Eurozone average for the past 20 years. So it would be not very generous to say that the Italian problems come from the last government or from the last 2 or 3 governments. Now, who could actually solve these problems? I don't know. What I know is that it's very difficult to imagine that you can solve these problems without cooperation and collaboration within Europe. I mean, the previous government had this idea that Europe was holding us back. It's not true, actually. Europe has not been helping, as we all know. I've discussed with you many times this issue, but the real problem for Italy is to actually find a way to cooperate within Europe and to work within Europe. These new government, I think one of the things that the Democratic Party said that was for them a red line not to cross is to stop the European bashing, and that I think is very good news.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for sharing that with us. Dr. Francesco Saraceno at Sciences Po, thank you very much indeed for speaking to us.